good, people? It's your boy, Icarus Gray.
And it's your homeboy, Wordplay TJ.
And this is the No Rhyme or Reason podcast, where we talk about everything.
Everything for no reason at all.
We is back.
We are going to review Vince Staples' new album, Dark Times. In full, we're going to kind of listen to some of our favorite tracks from it, talk about the themes, the production, and then give it our arbitrary rating at the end. So therefore, we're going to do our No Rhyme or Review. Let's start with the themes.
Again, I think the themes that I saw a lot was Vince does a lot of POV, right? And I think, what did you call him? The hip hop socialist?
I think he is our hip hop sociologist.
Yeah, that's it. And I agree. I think like for all of what Lupe did on The Cool, I think Vince does here on Dark Times. Mm-hmm. But in his way, that is like a combination between Childish Gambino, Mac Miller, and gangsta rap.
Vince Staples feels like, to me, he's gin and juice at a cocktail party.
I like that.
This man is he is sophisticated, but at the same time, he understands he's grounded.
Yeah.
And people can see that. People can witness that groundedness about him. Mm-hmm. And so I think in this album, he pushes and pulls with those two like opposite traits. He shares a lot through satire. You can see that in his Netflix show. Mm-hmm. I haven't seen it yet, but that's a part of it.
Yeah, and a lot of the clips that I've seen take basically almost that, again, with that Childish Gambino, the same way he did ATL. Like, you're looking at something that some people might consider graphic in a certain way. I think there's like there's like a bank robbery scene on the show, but the way he juxtapositions that with the reality is always something that I think that I've appreciated about Vince, because mostly I knew him from hearing him speak.
Yeah.
Even like outside of music, I just thought that his thought process and the way he is as a person is something that's just like, oh, you get it.
He's eloquent and gangster at the same time, and that's really something that should be admired.
Yeah, and something that should be noted exists. Mm-hmm. Like, I appreciate that from him when we get to see that all thugs, all gangsters are not stupid. They're not dumb. Like, they know how to run numbers. They know how to effectively do business in that way. And when it comes in a package that you can also understand, or that the every person can understand, because I can understand both sides.
Yeah,
I appreciate that. And like you said, it needs to be encouraged more, because you don't have to package yourself in a way that makes you feel less than. Like, it's not like somebody telling you sound white or doing all that other stuff is a reflection on them, not a reflection on you and your intelligence. And I appreciate that from Vince.
It sounds personal.
Oh, what was it? I mean, I've had somebody tell me I'm the whitest black person they know, and I'm like,
some venting right over here.
A little bit.
Vince Staples.
The wordplay continues.
So we want to transition to the production. It is very layered. There are several individuals that have produced on this album. Mm-hmm. One of the main producers is Alex Goose, Benny Bach, Brazen, and a host of other individuals who have gotten together and basically made a great sound bed for this record. It's very warm.
Yep.
There's a lot of bass guitar. There's a lot of natural drums. So it sounds like there's a band in here. There's
I believe we get a little violin too.
Yeah, there's live instrumentation in here. And so even though there are some traditional names, right? So like Brazen, Cardo is on here for radio, Benny Bach. You have that mixture of the digital production with the live instrumentation,
which we definitely attribute a lot to, again, Outkast's influence. Shout out Organized Noise, rest in peace Rico Wade. That is something that I think gives so many albums this living, breathing element. When you put the living or live instrument, not living, but live instrument with the digital, it always gives you a really nice ride. And I think this album is just the perfect execution of those two.
Yeah, and his vocal performances are a range that I don't think he's utilized in the past. I haven't heard a lot of his projects, but I feel like he exercises his voice as that quote unquote fifth instrument.
Yes, agreed.
In this project.
So moving on from the production, what favorite songs are you taking from this track, from this album? I mean,
I'm gonna only name one.
I only have one as well.
My favorite is Etouffee.
You stole mine, so we'll just share. It's fine.
We need a second. If I was gonna choose a second, it would be Black and Blue.
I might go with Children's Song if I chose a second.
Okay, so why don't we do this? Why don't we play Etouffee? And
which I really want some of now.
Seriously. And then we'll follow up with Black and Blue. What do you think?
Yeah, let's do that.
All right. So we're going to start off by playing Etouffee from Vince Staples' Dark Times. And then we're going to go get some Etouffee. It's the longest song and the best song.
Agreed, bro.
On this album.
Dog. Okay, so let's talk about Etouffee before we get into Black and Blue.
You think there's going to be a video coming up?
If there's not, Def Jam is missing out.
Big time.
See what you did there. Yeah,
Wody.
They need to do that video there, huh?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, dog, I love how he gives us that feel of New Orleans from the West Coast.
Yeah.
Like,
if I didn't live there, I wouldn't have known how authentic that felt.
Dog, and like just the experience from Cash Money is enough for me.
Yeah.
Like, cause knowing about Magnolia, the Magnolia Projects, Chopper City, immediately I'm thinking BG.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm just put into that Southern pocket that, again, we talk about how much we love that and how those things that when you're from it, you just feel it. And if you're not from it, it's still a bop enough to where you just riding along the wave of where Vince is trying to take us.
Yeah, you do not have to be there in order to feel this.
No. And I also love the beat switch at the end, which is like, bruh.
Yeah.
That was like undersold and I think just masterfully put together. How do you feel about the Etouffee?
I think it has a bounce to it that was necessary in this project, and so you feel very grounded and not light throughout this project, and this gives you just a little bit of a palate cleanser.
Yeah,
if you've ever tasted Etouffee, this sounds like Etouffee the way it tastes.
Dog, with a little extra Tony Satcheries on top.
Yeah, it got that jus. You got the crawfish. You got the rice, and man.
Yeah, I gotta go get some Etouffee. Like it's just like, bruh. Like I literally did you see me? Y'all probably just saw me like close my eyes and like transition to where I'm eating some Etouffee. Thank you, Vince.
I got you in post.
Dang it. Thank you, Vince, for giving us that feel. We enjoyed that. Let's get now into what I think probably is like my third favorite song.
Yeah.
But it's a good start to this album.
It is an excellent start to this album. So we're going to play Black and Blue for a little bit and then come back and discuss. Yes, that is Black and Blue by Vince Staples off his album Dark Times. Man, that hook.
Dog.
That hook.
Dog.
The layers.
I was just thinking about that. So let me peel the onion back as I knock the mic in my glasses. Here's the two things that I got in terms of like the naming convention, right? So we're talking about Dark Times, and normally when people think about Black and Blue, they think about being bruised and like beat down, right? Then I'm like, oh, but also Vince Staples is he black and he crippin'.
Yeah. What about the police?
And also that. Yeah. That was going, and like it's such a well-layered title for him that I feel like he thought about every part of that.
I think so too.
And I'm very appreciative of like starting the album this way. Like when you have these choruses where you're not like he could have kept with the look in the mirror. I feel like it's you. I know that it's you. And he didn't even have to add the so Black and Blue, because if he just came in with the instrumentation after, we would have been like, oh, that's dope. But to add the harmony of that and to come in so strong with like, again, this Mac Miller-esque feeling of a chorus where it's like it's fully rounded. Like, let's build you up. Here's the climax and crescendo.
Yeah, and it feels like everybody's in the room together.
Yes,
making this project and making this song. And so I believe that what Vince has done is take a lot of his effort and he's really masterful with the orchestration of this album, the production of this album, just putting a project together.
Yeah.
So I think that leads us to our arbitrary rating.
Before that, there's one more thing I have to mention from Black and Blue.
Okay.
The cable
is the first line for the...
Yep. The cable was basic. The bitches was basicer.
Yeah.
Like, underrated line. Shout out to you, Vince. Let's get to that arbitrary.
Wait, so there's another line in here where I think it's somebody that Vince knows is talking about how a girl will come over and give you some before she's willing to come over and give you a hug.
Dog, the bars he even using the James Baldwin and the liars, basically, when he's having that. I've seen that interview so many times when I'm thinking about like, no, I'd rather you lie to me. And I'm like, he used such perfect audio clips and voice notes to like really show that he is, while the vibrance of this album is talking about some bright things, if you read or listen to the lyrics of Black and Blue, even if you listen to the lyrics of Etouffee, actually read through them, it is bruh. It's just layered and deep, and I really appreciated that. Like, especially as you're saying that line, like they will come over and give you some before giving you a hug.
Yeah. So you can find Black and Blue and Etouffee on our No Rhyme or Reason podcast review list for 2024. So go check that out on Spotify right now. Your arbitrary rating, what's yours?
Oh, dog, I easily get this a 5 out of 5 Etouffees.
Okay.
Crawfish Etouffees specifically.
And I give this 5 out of 5 staplers.
We appreciate you. What is your arbitrary rating? Let us know down in the comments what you think of Vince Staples' Dark Time. Congratulations to each and every one of you for getting us past the 700 threshold. We are now 800 members. Let's keep pushing and get that 1,000 way before the end of the year. I believe in you guys. I know that you can do it. And the way you do it is by subscribing, hitting that notification bell so you can be notified for every time that we go live over at the No Rhyme or Reason podcast. We'll see you in the next piece. A 1 and a 2 and a peace.